Good evening, Bulldog fans, and welcome into the first Coaches Show. I am your host, TJ Vickers. Doing alongside me, as always, is Coach Kyler Hall, and you are listening to us on rivercountrysports.com. Coach Hall, good to have you here.
Yes, sir. TJ, good to see you again.
Good to be talking
Back
some
at it.
dog ball. Yes,
Yes,
it.
sir.
That's it. Well, Coach, we went over to Jacksonville, face Bishop Kenny, a familiar opponent for us, and really, at the end of the day, the final score isn't all that is the big deal with it being a preseason game. Of course, we go over there to win the game, but we came up a little bit short. What did you see from your team?
Well, it only counts the score if you win the Classic. So
That's
if it,
that's fair. Yeah.
if you come up on the short end, doesn't count. But no, I saw some good moments. Nothing really consistent, but showed flashes of what we were hoping to see consistently. Um, I wouldn't have imagined that we came out in the first quarter the way we did, two turnovers and just never got any rhythm. Defensively, um, we gave up the first long drive and just didn't play with the level of intensity and physicality that I was hoping to see. Did again in spurts, and we had some big plays and special teams, and we had a good 2 minute drive to finish the half. So not by any means all negative, but there was just a lack of consistency in each phase of the game.
Well, it's kind of hard to develop a rhythm when Coy Fryer just takes it to the house, right?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
well, that's one less possession we have on offense, so that's one less chance to kind of find your groove. You see a lot maybe with preseason football that there's some dialing back of the playbook, and of course,
Yeah,
we know your opponents are listening right now, so
yeah.
let's be careful with
Oh,
what
yeah,
we
they're
say.
all
But
watching.
but I'm sure it was probably a little bit more of a vanilla ice cream cone more so than
Yeah,
full fledged blizzard or something, if
yeah,
you
it
will.
was. We knew going in offensively we were going to be very basic with just some of our base stuff that we've been working back since the spring, and we executed some of those things really well. But again, that first quarter is hard to spot a team, you know, that big of a momentum with the turnovers, and just they set the tone physically more so than we did. And for a lot of our kids, that was their first true Friday night action. And so at times the lights were very bright and, they played cautious. And I thought that was another thing across the board. We seemed just to play just a little bit too tight, timid, not playing fast, worried about making a mistake instead of going full speed and playing the game. So, but the great thing about it, that's why we have the classic, to knock the rust off and put some of that stuff on film so we know what to correct and how to correct it. But good thing we came out relatively healthy, which is always a thing in the classic. So now we're getting to the real deal this Friday night.
And boy, we got a big one coming up, that's for
Yes, we
sure.
do.
We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
No matter what's around the corner, we'll be there. That's why Farm Bureau Insurance has been a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Local people, great rates, friendly service. That's the Farm Bureau Insurance promise. Farm Bureau Insurance, serving Florida for over 70 years. In Suwannee County, you'll find Farm Bureau in Branford and in Live Oak. In Branford on Drain Street, phone 935-1274. And in Live Oak on Dowling Avenue, call 362-1274. Farm Bureau Insurance.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Van Carpet One. For 78 years, we've been your local family-owned and operated floor covering store, and we can't wait to serve you. Let's go check out some of the stuff we've got and say hey to the guys.
Hey guys, this is Michael Van here at Van Carpet One. Wanted to show you our huge display of carpet. Got about 1,000 rolls for you that we can order. We also keep about 100 in stock that are on clearance, so please come down and give us a visit. We appreciate it.
Come in and see the largest tile collection in North Florida. Van Carpet One has every tile you could possibly imagine. If you can't find it here, they don't make it. Guys, take a look at this. This is just some of our options in waterproof vinyl plank, where we have the largest selection anywhere around here, including over 70 pallets in stock, ready to go right now. Come in and see our fantastic selection of elegant hardwood too, followed up by fantastic service that you expect from a company like Van Carpet One.
Come on in and see us.
We can't wait to serve you. And that's a boom shakalaka.
And welcome back here to the Coach's Show. Coach, we got plenty to go through this upcoming episode here, and I know a lot of this focus is probably going to be on this upcoming Friday night game with it being the home opener, that's big enough reason to come
Yep.
out. But then, golly, you got the Columbia Tigers coming over, and man, I see purple and gold, and something happens to you, Coach. That's just my least favorite color scheme. I
Yeah.
don't like the Tigers. If I ever hear "Eye of the Tiger," I mute it, I next it, or something. But we got those guys coming over this Friday night.
Yeah, and they're typical Columbia. Very big, physical, athletic. They get after it on both sides of the ball. BA, obviously is from there, and I believe they have a staff full of former players. So they, the players understand what it means to, play at Columbia, and there's a high standard. They've sent a lot of great players out to the next level, had a lot of good years. And we've had a lot of battles with them. Last year was a great battle. We had some opportunities and let two big plays slip past us, had a touchdown called back. So again, really hurt ourselves. And we told our guys today, how about next Monday when we come back, let's don't be talking about, coulda, shoulda, woulda, and man,
Sure.
I wish we would have made these plays. But it's a great way to start the season, week one, right out the gate. You have to be mentally, physically, emotionally ready to go, regardless. Again, the classic is done. You learn from it, but it's now it counts, and we get a great opponent coming in. We're at the house, so it should be a great environment. And I do believe our guys will play much better, be ready to play Friday.
I still don't understand why that touchdown was called back last year. To this day, I don't really understand why they decided to call that one
We
back on
had
us.
uh, we had a receiver that was on the ball that should have been
That
off,
was
so
okay. That's what it was.
he
Okay.
covered him up.
Oh, I heard
Yeah,
that.
so
That helps clarify. You see,
yeah, no,
just 12 months.
vividly.
12 months. Okay.
And that was a game changer there.
It
I
really
mean,
was
you
a
go up
momentum swing
because
too.
everybody was struggling
Sure.
offensively. So I mean, you can't have touchdowns and big plays called back when you play a Columbia type team because they're so good defensively. So you got to take advantage of the opportunities and the points when you can.
Well, Coach, we'll talk a little bit more about, you guys actually got a chance to go to Pickett Lake this year, and so you'll talk about, a little preview that you went over to Fight Song quite a bit, and so one of the things whenever we talked most recently, where you mentioned that, I thought about, okay, like you guys learned to Fight Song over Pickett Lake, and that's good, but maybe on the opposite end of the spectrum, now with Columbia coming to town, did Eye the Tiger make its way out to practice any? Like, I mean, I'm sure there were some stories from you being at Florida State where you hear some of the opposing teams, you're going into battle with them, you're hearing their fight song, whatever it may be.
We
So
cheer the old Gators playing
yeah,
their
but
little
so
songs and
did
all that.
our little song they like. But did Eye of the Tiger make its way over to Swanee County this week, and did it make an appearance in the practice?
Oh, it will this week. We bring the speakers and the music out periodically throughout the week at practice. So we'll hear some of the Eye of the Tiger and Welcome to the Jungle and
Yeah,
all that stuff. Um, but the crazy thing, I don't even know if our kids will put two and two together. Like
that's unfortunate.
they just, a lot of the kids now they don't understand or know the history. Now some of the kids will, but um, yeah, it'll make an appearance this week.
Well, it's
Weight
quite.
room too.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go. Well, it's time to bring the Oaken Bucket
yeah,
back to
man,
us. It's
way
been
way
since
overdue.
2007.
Yeah.
Not that you don't need to hear that
Mm.
yourself, but that should be a little motivation themselves. I was actually talking to a few of my swimmers today at practice, and I said, "Hey, I was a sophomore in high school
Yeah.
the last time we won that thing."
Yeah.
And I
Long overdue.
don't consider myself that old, but I mean,
No,
when you say it like
you're
that,
young
and
now.
then you see them look back at you, you're like, "Oh, dang, coach, you are a little bit old." So that didn't feel too good, Kyler. So we're gonna
We'll bring
correct
it
that
back
this
for you.
Friday night.
Yep.
Yes.
Bring it back.
All right, so coach, going into this game, going into this season, I think one of the things that probably people are going to talk a lot about is, okay, we don't have MJ Ross, and we probably, we knew going into every Friday night, we going into battle, we probably got the best player out there,
Yep.
or at least 1A, 1B for sure. So everyone knows we have to replace him this year, but I think the unit and the strength of this team is all the pieces that we are bringing back. What can you talk about this offense?
Yep. So like with MJ last year, I don't know if we knew that we were going to have that MJ. We knew we had high expectations
Because he
and
was coming off an
standards.
injury too,
Yeah.
so you didn't really know.
So I think he exceeded even everybody's expectations of what he was going to come back and do. And as you mentioned, he was the best player on the field every Friday night. And so now you go into this year and you have a lot of returners. So you don't really know, exactly who's going to be that guy to step up, especially to that type of level that MJ did. Coy had a great night and showed, some big time playmaking ability Friday night. Jamarcus Cherry is another kid that's really had a great offseason. Got Hunter Watson back.
Mhm.
Saw Ty Moses make some plays. Lou Jack and Troy. So, I mean, it's more if you're just looking at it getting started. I believe as overall we have more playmakers. Last year we were young, a lot of question marks at the skill position. The quarterback, we didn't know exactly what type Sykes was going to bring. And so now these guys have a full year under their belt. They're more confident. They're stronger. They understand the game better. And so now we have multiple options that can go out and make plays. So from Friday night to Friday night, it could be a different guy, or one guy may step up and be that guy. But I like what we have across the board. Man, now we got to go out and play to the expectation. We've told our players how we expect to go out and play at a very high level. And I don't know if we stepped on the field this past week with those expectations. I think we just kind of assumed that we were going to step out because we've worked hard. To work hard, like it's got to be part of your resume. Like that doesn't guarantee your success. You got to go out and play extra hard and be very intentional about doing your job, playing to play out.
Coach, going into last season, one of the things that you talked about was finding the team's identity. Like going into Friday nights, there was some of it like, okay, we know the players, we know the pieces are here, but we need to figure out exactly what our identity is. And I think you even just referenced it there. We didn't know exactly what kind of version of MJ Rosin we were going to get. Of course,
Yep.
we found out very quickly, but going into this season, I feel like you probably have a better idea of what this team's identity is. What would that be?
So with five experienced offensive linemen back, with Lou Jack, with Troy coming through, like our identity, I believe, has to be of establishing the run game. I mean, it sounds cliche in coach talk, but if you look at every level of football, I mean, from the Super Bowl winning champs, the Eagles this past year, like they established the run game.
Sure.
Like the teams that are typically the last one standing, they have a dominant run game. And so we have to have that mentality. We have to have the ability, man. If we need 3 yards to get this first down, man, we should be able to run the ball right at somebody. With that being said, we have exceptional playmakers that are on the outside. So when you add those two together and you can get that dominant run game and be physical and dominate the trenches, now you put defenses like you strike fear into teams. When they turn on
Sure.
the film and they watch, man, what are we like? How are we going to stop this run game? But then once we do that, then we leave these guys one on one,
Hmm.
which we want that. We like our guys in a one on one matchup, but it's got to be established in the trenches with the run game, but also knowing that, man, we've got a great quarterback. We've got a lot of exceptional receivers that can make plays. So the weapons are there. We just have to now establish that identity every Friday night with our play and with our physicality.
It almost seemed like last year's team, you it was kind of like from the outside in. Like
Yes.
we knew skill players wise, we were very talented. We could hang with anybody. But
Yeah.
then you kind of you work your way back in, and of course you work with what you got. But
Yeah.
you as a coach and everyone else would imagine inside out, you would prefer.
Absolutely.
And I believe this year's team would be more of that mold. But I mean, with that being said, coach, I mean you got Jamarcus Cherry on the outside, you got Coy Fryer returning on the outside as well. It's not like the guys on the outside aren't established players that we know can
Oh no, they
perform.
can do it. They can do it. And again, sophomore and junior season, that like typically those is where you see the biggest gains. From the game slowing down, you're bigger, you're more explosive, you understand assignments better and how schematically everything works, and why this guy runs this route. So I've seen that with our receivers. I've seen Lou Jack understand the blocking scheme better. So now instead of hesitating and dancing in the backfield, he's been hitting it quick. And so that's a huge, like those are difference makers, just playing with that confidence and knowing your assignments. And now you can go out and play fast. Don't worry about making mistakes because you understand how the play is developed and why it's supposed to be ran a certain way.
And we've said all this without really bringing another demand under the center. Year two of Thomas Sykes, that
Yeah.
has to be a huge help as well.
Oh, it is. Again, going into last year, he was coming into a new environment, a new system. I knew there was talent there, but there was just a lot of question marks. He was still trying to develop that continuity and his confidence with these guys and stepping into a new school, new environment. But again, going to his senior year now, great off season. He's physically in better shape, can make all the throws. But for Thomas, the big thing that's going to take him to the next level is just keying in on his fundamentals, on his footwork, making correct decisions, which Friday night, I thought he took some unnecessary hits, and we've told him these things as a quarterback. We don't want you getting hit, like at any time, but definitely don't just take a hit when you don't have to. And so making smarter decisions in those situations. And if we got to punt the ball, we'll punt the ball. But we don't want unnecessary hits that could, lead to a fumble or lead to a turnover. Um, but now, like Sykes understands that. Like he realized the mistakes that he made, and now he knows how to correct it.
Someone we saw on the offense this past Friday night, and it was good just to see him out there again in Swanee colors. Number 21, Hunter Watson. It was good to see him back out there.
Man, you can't help but be happy and excited for Hunter just because of really the last 2 years, just injuries that he's dealt with that have hampered him, that have held him back. And so now to see him fully cleared and back out in live action, taking hits, he was very physical this past Friday night. Number 11, one of their good outside linebackers, man, they were going at it. And that kid's a good player, and Hunter got the best of him quite a bit. He looks good in his routes. He's getting his legs back underneath him, getting back in playing shape. But man, he's a difference maker. I mean, in the run game, in the pass game, formation wise, he just allows you to do a lot of things without having to change personnel. So excited and just very happy for Hunter, and hope he has a tremendous year.
Talk about the five guys up front. We've kind of ran through the backfield with Lou Jack, with Thomas Sykes being back there as well, Corey Fryer, Jamarcus Cherry on the outside. We just detailed Hunter being as a tight end, but what about the five up front? Because really, it starts and ends with them.
It does, and I can't remember last time that we've gone in with 5 senior offensive linemen and guys that can really play. So you're looking at big haystacks, Blaine Cruz in the middle. At guards, you've got Brody Bean and Reese Bronson. And then you've got Hagedorn and Dalton Crosno. Dalton didn't play this past Friday, hoping that this week he gets back with us and cleared. But those 5 seniors are experienced, they're big, they're strong, they're physical. But now, with all that said, we want them to go out and, like, we don't want to just look good on paper.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to go and set the tone and establish dominance at the line of scrimmage. And then you add in Junior Holden Mantute, that is starting to get back in good shape and playing well. Jacob Lord, that's kind of a switchblade, plays O-line, D-line, linebacker, a lot of special teams, just understands the game. So we have a good 6 to 7 man rotation. I would love to see all those guys healthy and going at the same time, because that will free somebody up to help us more on the defensive line, which we need a little bit more depth there. But that group, again, talking about expectations and what we should do, we should go out and be the best group. When you look at the O-line, D-line matchup, we should go out and be the best group. Now, we got a tall task this Friday night.
Sure.
Columbia is very talented up front. Maybe, 2 or 3 of the best D linemen that we'll see all year. But that's what we want to see. Like, we want to see that level of competition to see where we are. But I know if our guys are playing at the level that they should, we're going to have a successful Friday night.
You're going into your 10th year as a Swanee head coach, which that's in itself, that's hard to believe as well. I don't know about you, but
Yeah.
have you ever had a starting five that was all for the offensive line? Have they all been seniors? Have you ever had that before?
No, I don't believe so. And we've had some good offensive linemen through the years, some good groups. We had Josh Braun, like some of his junior, senior year. That was a really good group, but they all weren't seniors at the same time. So I'm excited about that, with senior quarterback, senior running back, 5 senior offensive linemen. Like, again, if you want it, have to pinpoint it an experienced core, like that's where you want it. And now you add in those younger, skilled, talented receiving core. Um, it makes for some good possibilities, and you got a lot of weapons. And so now we just got to go out and execute, don't play uptight as we did this past Friday night. And again, you bring a team in like Columbia, man, that's what you want, because now you get to go play against great competition, go show what you can do, go make plays. And our guys, they have that potential. Now we got to go and put it on the field.
If you look at this roster this year, Coach, a name that maybe rings a bell for some Swanee fans, but maybe they need to be reintroduced to him is he's wearing number 0 this year, Ty Moses.
Yep. Ty's back with us. He's had a great 3 weeks of practice, 3 to 4 weeks. Plays with a very high motor, flies all over the field, runs great routes. He dropped one of the bread basket at the post on Friday night, but it's one of those things where you almost, need that as a receiver to happen. So it makes you concentrate even more. 'Cause a lot of times the wide open ones are the hardest to catch. And so they learning from that, but man, he's going to be a weapon. You'll see him on the defensive side of the ball as well. A lot of special teams, but glad to have Ty back. He's a heck of an athlete.
Plenty more coming up here on the Coaches Show.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Van Carpet One. For 78 years, we've been your local family.
Hi, I'm Keith Hunter, and this is the Bulldog Bar. What's up, Wayne? What are you doing over here?
I'm trying to figure that out too. What I figured is, you interview somebody every week. You're always interviewing the veterans and alumni and everything.
Right.
I thought this week, you being an alumni, I could interview you.
Well, cool.
All right. It's Keith Hunter on the Bulldog Bar, class of 1984.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been a little while.
Man, we're talking about, 41 years.
Do you still miss it?
I love it. I miss it. Yeah, definitely. Every now and then I'll have a dream about a game we played where we didn't make the right play and we lost the game. Sometimes that comes up 40 years later. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does in different sports. You
Right.
think back about not only football but baseball
Right.
and some of the plays or what could have been or
Right.
but those memories will always be here. You can't take that away. And I tell those kids today, same thing.
Yeah.
You know,
A great play today could be a dog blast.
that's right. Could be a
40
highlight.
years later.
You never know. If you could think back to your playing days, is there one play in particular that kind of stands out, or one game even?
Yeah, one game, probably the East Side game,
Okay.
and East Side had come in here. This was my junior year, actually, now.
All right.
And East Side had come in. They had been on a pretty good winning record. And I'm not sure if they were ranked in the state, but they were like on their way.
Right.
And they came into the doghouse. Coach Branch was our coach at the time. And,
Okay.
Coach Branch recently passed. Rest
Yeah.
in peace,
Yeah.
Coach. And he was our coach. And throughout the year, Cedric Jones and we had kind of rotated at quarterback.
Okay.
But after we lost to Santa Fe, Coach Branch said, look, we're going to change the offense up. Keith, for the rest of the year, you're going to be quarterback. CJ is going to be the fullback.
Okay.
And Warren Sheffield is going to be the 3-back.
Okay.
We went on a 4-game winning streak, man, including beating Eastside 27-7.
Yeah. And that's a bigger school from the Gainesville area.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And at the time, they were cooking it, man. All those Gainesville teams like Eastside, Buchholz, GHS. You probably remember Santa Fe with Tracy Ham.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's that's the district that we were in.
Yeah.
And it was just great, man. And that was probably the game that stands out.
Playing for Coach Branch in years that you played, and then Coach Pittman coming in after that, and we start winning state championships.
Right.
Do you ever feel like that you guys set the groundwork for that?
Oh, no, without a doubt, we set the groundwork. Yes. I always say that. And a lot of my guys we played with, we know you got to crawl before you walk, right?
Yeah.
And you got to walk before you run. And I felt that we started that process, and then people realized that, man, we had some great athletes here. And again, when Coach Branch came in, for instance, I played with Bill Reagans. Bill Reagans played for Coach Branch. It was just the transition, and it just took off, man. And all those guys that in the class of '89, those were the guys that were looking up to us while we were on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, Bill Reagan's now coaching high school football in Tallahassee.
Right. Yeah.
So
One of the best players, man, as far as when we were in 12th grade, Bill was in 10th, and he was kicking our tails as a 10th grader. I've never got hit. I got hit probably a few times, but I remember one time Bill caught me.
Yeah.
It hurt.
now, when you played, now you're playing quarterback. What style of offense? We weren't running a pro set back then, were we?
No. We were
Or the
running
veer?
The veer. The veer option. I still think about the 44 veer in my sleeve. Right.
So you would have the option as to whether to hit the hole or pitch it?
Right. So basically, I got hit every play.
Yeah.
Right.
Either the decoy or somebody was tackling.
I got taken out every play.
And that was a lot of wear and tear. I mean, looking back at it.
It was, man. Like I said, sometimes we'd be on the field and like, oh, coach calling that play again.
Yeah, and that's back before the days. I mean, back then they just, you didn't think about concussion and protocols and everything they have nowadays. It was just, well, he got his bell rung. Get up, come on, get in there.
Right.
Keith, you also played other sports. Did you play baseball?
Played baseball and basketball.
And basketball.
Yeah, and
My
basketball.
goodness.
Yeah. We were pretty good. Coach Mixon was our coach in baseball, and we had some pretty good ball. I played with Tammy's brother-in-law, Ronnie Neal. We called him the Snake. Yeah, and we had some good players, man. C.J. Jones again played baseball, third baseman, and He was good. Tyson Johnson was an excellent baseball player, man. And yeah, we had Mike Martinez. We had some good ball players. Yeah,
I also
definitely.
played basketball as well.
I played point guard. I was Coach Cato was my coach then.
Right.
Yeah, man, we had a lot of great players. Even came before me, like the Mike Jones and the late Keith Cherry and Bruce Perry, even Mike Perry, my classmate. Man, we had it rolling pretty good in all sports.
If you could pick one sport, I mean, I know that's hard to do, but
Ooh.
what would have been your favorite?
It's different things. I probably was better in baseball. That was just my natural
Yeah.
sport.
I remember playing softball with
Yeah.
you back in the 80s, early 90s. You were pretty good.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that was pretty much a natural sport. Basketball was probably the most fun to play. And then the Friday night lights on football with the crowd interaction, you can't beat that in the football.
No, that's true. I mean,
Yeah.
as far as excitement,
Right.
nothing like Friday night under the lights.
Man, I'm telling you, it was
Yeah.
great. And then especially if you walk out there with a wind, man, and then you see that crowd's going crazy and those horns are going off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say the football atmosphere, that you can't beat it. You can't beat it.
And now you're living in Jacksonville, but you still get a thrill when the green and white watching them on River Country or being back for a home game once in a while?
Oh, without a doubt, man. And last year that was great because last year I would be watching the game. I worked on Friday. Like, look, man, I'm going home. I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna cut this football game on, man. And that started just being part of my regular routine.
Yeah.
And I think people really appreciate that, man. When you can watch your alma mater, even 40 years later, yeah, that itch never goes away.
No doubt about it. Well, it's fun doing radio all those years, but you can't beat this live stream.
No. I used to play jokes with you. I want to apologize for pulling your microphone.
I remember those days. I'd be on the air. This is back when we were spinning records and, be talking and all of a sudden you just come up behind me and pull the headphone out. And then you did that to me a bunch of times. I got you back one day.
Yeah.
It was on a Sunday. I pulled the headphone out and you turned around and said, "What are you doing, man?"
Hey, this guy remember the actual day. I can't believe you, man. Wow.
Yeah, it's funny looking back at it now.
All
But,
right,
we
man.
had some good times, no
Yeah.
doubt about it. But hey,
Definitely.
and I appreciate what you've done for River Country, continuing the tradition from radio and now doing the bark on the stream.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. You and I've been doing this Bulldog Bark thing for probably since the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know it.
I saw, even, like Thaddeus Bullard. I remember interviewing him for the Bulldog Bark,
Yeah.
Now he's big time famous guy.
Titus O'Neil.
He's on TV and everything,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's awesome, man. It's
He's
awesome.
a super guy. I see him down in the Tampa area.
Right.
My son sees him every once in a while. They went to school and
Right.
every now and again, and he's still just down to earth, great guy.
Yeah, not just him, but a lot of players, man. It's just awesome, man, to be able to talk to former players, former friends, even the new guys. It's awesome, man. It's awesome.
All right, Keith, we're out of time. I'm gonna let you do the wrap up.
All right. Well, Wayne, I want to thank you for stepping in and talking football as always. And I'm just thankful to be here and able to talk about some of our experiences that I had.
Kind of weird being on the other side of it, isn't it?
It's awesome, though, man. All right. You've been listening to a Bulldog Bark. I'm Keith Hunter.
And I'm Wayne Littrell.
All right.
RiverCountrySports.com.
.com.
It's Player Spotlight, Bulldog football here on RiverCountrySports.com. I've got a couple of big dogs with me here, Colton Hagedorn and Reese Bronson. How you guys doing? How's the off season been going?
Going great.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, no complaints. Hadn't been hot.
No, sir. No complaints.
Yeah, no complaints.
Really?
Sir.
It's been pretty hot and humid.
Yeah. But
That didn't bother you guys?
Hey, when you live in Florida for so long, you get used to it.
Kind of used to it.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about off-season workouts? How things have been going? Looking forward to the year. What are you guys expecting this year?
Amazing. This summer we've been building a lot of chemistry along our team, so it's been going really well.
yeah, everything we've been working on so far, I think we've came together and did what we need to so far. So I think this is going to be a great year.
This is going to be your senior season.
Yes, sir.
So, that's special. It's your last time around with Swanee football, so hopefully we can make this year special. Do you feel like this is going to be one of those years?
Yes, sir, I do.
Yeah?
100%.
It all starts up front. I mean, the other guys get the credit because they cross that goal line, make catches and everything, but without you guys up front, nothing works. So what do we look like on the offensive and defensive lines?
I think we've been working since freshman year, and we're all, like, together now. So I think we're going to be the best we can be this year.
Yeah.
We have a ton of depth, and a lot of our offensive line and defensive line are seniors, so that helps a lot as well.
You feel like you have more depth this year and more pieces to the puzzle?
Yes, sir, for sure. As well as people that understand the assignments and can actually play.
What have you guys been doing in the weight room? Have you received personal best or anything? I mean, how's that look?
Oh yeah, we've been hitting PRs all off season. We've been going crazy in the weight room.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel strong?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing that Swanee always seems like when we go up against, I don't care who it is, seems like we're always undersized.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Not that we don't hold our own. I don't mean for you to take it that way, but it seems like when we play, it just seems like we're looking at bigger linemen. Does that bother you guys? Is it a challenge?
No, I think that we might not have the size, but I know we have the strength and the speed. So when we go against bigger players, I think it makes us like have a better headspace and to go into the game more prepared.
You concur?
Same thing, when you're smaller, you got to be stronger and faster than the dude across from you. So also it makes you play with a chip on your shoulder a little bit. So.
And you get that leverage,
Yes, sir.
technique and everything. What do you prefer? I'm going to start with Colton. What do you prefer, offense or defense? If you had to choose.
Probably offense.
You think?
Yeah, because I've been playing it longer.
Okay.
Same here. I've been playing it since freshman year, so I enjoy offense more.
Is it because you know the play instead of, attacking the defense? You don't know what's going on? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the people that I'm lined up with, I've been playing with for more than 2 years, 3 years. So I think we've just came together closer, so that makes me enjoy it more.
Yeah, it's great to watch when everything goes as planned. When that pulling guard comes out,
Yes,
that
sir.
hole opens up. I mean, and your running back gets big yards, picks up a first down. And then when the play doesn't work, it's a completely different thing. But it's a beautiful thing when it does work. Would you prefer run blocking or pass blocking if you had to choose?
I think I like pass blocking better.
Run, for sure. I love
Really?
pulling.
You'd rather knock some people down.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And you'd rather just get back in your stands and keep people off your quarterback.
Yeah, like that.
Well, both are important, no doubt about it.
Yes, sir.
All right, so senior years, what does it look like academically for you guys? Light schedules this year? Or?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I have a light schedule. I'm just getting the classes I need to get for college.
Okay, all right. And if you're looking at going on to college?
Yes, sir.
What are you thinking of studying? What's going to be your major, in other words? Do you know at this point?
Maybe business.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. What about your academics and looking forward?
Yeah, I think I have a pretty light schedule this year. I don't think I'm going to have too many, core classes,
Okay. I know in my senior year, I took a lot of classes and got them out of the way, and I had 3 classes senior year, and it was a breeze.
That's how I'm hoping mine's going to go.
Yeah. Are you looking to go on to college, or have you thought about that?
Kind of. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, but I kind of want to go into firefighting school, so.
Okay. That's a great profession.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
need firefighters for sure. All right. What are you looking forward to most this season? Is there any particular team or matchup that you guys are kind of eyeing? Like anybody, I'd like to beat Madison if you don't mind. I'd like to beat Columbia.
First
Lake
week.
City, yeah, Columbia.
First week.
I'd
First
like
I'm
to
looking
see
for.
the Oak and Bucket truck. Have you
Yeah.
ever even seen it?
Nope.
I mean, it's time, man.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it.
All right. So kickoff class at Bishop Kenny, and then we start the year. So we got that tune-up game,
Yes, sir.
which we're going to treat as a real game, and it'd be nice to get that off to a good start.
Mm-hmm.
And then that Oak and Bucket game, and I would love to see a win there.
Yes, sir. Me too.
And Godby.
Yeah,
Godby
Godby.
is
Get
a-
it back
you
to
know,
Godby.
We got to get that
There are
back.
2 games that I can't get over from
Yeah.
last year, and they were both against Godby.
Mm-hmm.
So, and, I'm not saying it's a revenge tour, but I'd like to see us, get a little revenge.
Yeah, it's about time we did.
I would call it that.
Okay. Well, as far as off the field, you guys doing anything special this year? You got girls? What's going on in your personal lives?
Not really, just football. I mean, just
I like that focus.
Yeah.
I like that. You got plenty of time for girls.
Yeah. Same here. Just focusing on getting stronger, football, all that.
Hey, appreciate your time. Before I let you go, anybody you want to shout out to might be watching the stream tonight?
my family, my dad, my grandparents. Just
My entire family, mom, dad, love y'all.
All right. Go Dogs. Colton, Reese, appreciate you guys. Good
Thank
luck
you.
this year.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Welcome back here to the Coaches Show. I'm your host, TJ Vickers. Joined alongside me is head coach Kyler Hall. And during that break, coach, you got to enjoy the one and only Hardee's chicken tenders.
It's back.
Baby, we're
It's
back.
officially football season when the hardest chicken tenders come back around.
And of course, you talk about it all the time, your honey mustard. I saw the honey mustard was over there.
Honey
So
mustard.
a very happy coach right now.
Very happy, very full. Feel a good sleep coming on tonight.
Well,
Monday night
let me get like
football
15
too.
more
I
minutes
got
out. You
you, big
didn't
dog.
don't fall asleep on the way home either. So 15 minutes here with me,
If
however
we have
long it
another
takes.
big break, I might get a little snoozing.
Yeah, that's we won't do that to you. Well, Coach, I appreciate you being out here with us, and it's good to be back live here with you out here on rivercountrysports.com. So let's kind of go through the schedule this upcoming year. We got the Columbia game, and we know everyone's got that circle. It doesn't matter if it was week 1, week 2, or anywhere in between there, but there's lots of upcoming battles. What I love about the early part of the schedule is it's basically you just hop across county
Yeah,
lines.
all the
And
bordering
then you have some rock fights with all the people around you, and then you get into really you don't even want to say the meat and potatoes because you start off with Columbia, of course, but then you go into more of a district schedule and everything else. So just kind of run through the flow of everything with me with the schedule.
Yeah, so if we win all of the Battle of the Borders, then I mean that's going to
You're off
be
to a good start.
a really good start. So you got at Columbia again. We've talked about those guys, and then we're at Lafayette, which will be huge atmosphere. The whole
Yep.
town will be there, and that'll be. Um, I think that'll be the first time Swanee's ever played at Lafayette, if I'm not mistaken.
That was a sneaky close game last year too.
Yeah, it was very close.
Yeah.
Probably really close. And
Closer than you would like it to be, right?
but that's hats off to Coach Edwards. He's always going to have those guys ready to play. And then we go to Boot Hill, which Boot Hill's Boot Hill, and they're as good as ever, defending state champs. Then we jump right into district play at the house against Godby. Saw them last week, and it was actually their first regular season game, week 0 against Florida High. Talented quarterback. They've got some new faces. They had some transfer out, some transfer in, but Godby's very talented, big time playmakers at receiver. Um, and then we have Hamilton back on the schedule. Week 5, they'll be here at the house. And then we go, which might be our biggest rival, Wakulla.
Yep.
And that game will be here. So we got a 3-game home stretch in a row. Wakulla being a district game, and that game is always close. That's probably as evenly matched team to us. Like we're very similar in every position. And then we go into our bye week, and then we finish our last district game, week 8 at Baker County. And again, very similar to us. So district's a toss up just like it was last year. Very competitive from top to bottom. And then we finish out we go to Taylor County, which they're much better. They had a big game against Lafayette last week. They've got some good additions to the team, and their offensive line is much improved. So they're going to be big physical ball club. And then we finish out homecoming against Atlantic Coast out of Jacksonville, and then we go to Childs October 30th, which is Thursday. That's the one change in the schedule. We go there and see Coach Reagan's in the Timberwolves, and they're going to be a much better team as well.
Yeah, Coach, and I guess you were looking at my notes. So we do have that scheduled change. It will be Thursday, October 30th at Childs, not the initial Friday game like we had on the schedule. But Coach, you never have shied away from having a challenging schedule, and like we just mentioned earlier, this is your 10th year, so you've done this for quite some time, and it worked out in our favor last year having that difficult schedule where we all had to become mathematicians to figure out exactly where we stood in the FHSA rankings. We hope it doesn't come to that this year. Let's just win the district games.
Sure.
Let's guarantee ourselves a home game and then go on with life from there. But nonetheless, Coach, you certainly are running the gauntlet again this year, and it starts with week 1 with Columbia.
Yeah, it does. And we're just kind of our location. We're surrounded, by a lot of smaller rural teams. Hamilton is back on there this year. You got Columbia, which is a bigger school, Madison. But then outside of kind of those schools, you're going to have to travel, and they're always going to put us either Tallahassee or Jacksonville district. It's been many years since they put us south in Gainesville around, Santa Fe east side, which distance-wise would be the closest district for us to play in. So we're just kind of that swing team where wherever they need us, they're going to put us. We were, last year initially when the classifications came out, we were 2A. We appealed to go up into 3A, and so they put us. I think they were expecting us to be there originally. So then they added Baker County to get at least a 3-team district, and then because Baker should be in Jacksonville, there's 2 Jacksonville districts in Baker counties, not in either one of those. So
Does that work out?
yeah, that's FHSA, but we're just almost forced that you're gonna play a competitive schedule. You're not gonna get a
Sure.
schedule full of teams that you're just on paper should automatically be favored. Our schedule really is you're gonna play maybe 1 or 2 on paper that you should win, and the rest of them you're either gonna be it's a toss up or you're gonna be the underdog. So either way, I love it. I love a competitive schedule just from the competitive side of it, where it forces you to bring your best every week. But then also with the way the rankings play, which nobody really understands.
We still don't.
We don't. But I think we do understand that playing a tougher schedule helps you down the road. So that's kind of been the thought process behind it. We'll redistrict and everything next year, so who knows what it'll look like, but we do have a very tough schedule top to bottom.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but districts for us, it's the same as last year.
Yep.
Correct. So I mean, really, you look at our schedule, and in these last few years, it's kind of been the Wakulla game has kind of been, in for lack of better terms, the district championship game, and
Yep.
we get a chance to host that this year. Now, of course, we need to take care of business with every other game, but
Yep.
it's nice to have them come to us. You mentioned Godby. We're familiar with them with the unfortunate playoff loss that we had last year. Even Bishop Kenny as a preseason classic these last couple of years. Well, that's a team that ends up making the playoffs. So even in our preseason classic, we are putting ourselves versus tough talent to see exactly how we stack up with teams that we hope to end up facing come November time.
Yeah, with Bishop Kenny, I would love to see those guys again. They're talented, physical, they're a good team. But I believe we do see those guys again. We'll be a much different team, much better team, and that means we're going to be somewhere in the playoff picture if we see those guys again. So um, again, you get a true look at who you are when you play good teams and teams that may be bigger than you and a bigger roster size. So we're going to get a great look this week of who we are. I mean, we have an opportunity to beat Columbia. It's going to take a great effort by everybody in each phase of the game, but the pieces are there, the experience, the talent is there. Some guys are going to have to play extraordinary in doing their jobs, but I mean that's why you play the game, like for games like this, because it creates a great atmosphere, brings communities together, and you pull off one of these wins like this. It's one that you'll never forget.
Put it to you this way, Coach. You shouldn't have any problem getting your team motivated every
Better not.
Friday.
Yeah. If you need any added motivation outside of Columbia's coming to town,
There's something wrong with you.
there,
You need a history lesson.
I'm telling you,
Tom Daniels might be able to give you one. You think so?
probably might take a minute, but he'll give us.
You'll be well informed.
Shout
Hey,
out, Tom.
we're going to take our last commercial break. On the other side of the break, we're going to talk about Coach Hall's coaching staff this year.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Van Carpet One. For 78 years, we've been your local family-owned and operated floor covering store, and we can't wait to serve you. Let's go check out some of the stuff we've got and say hey to the guys.
Hey guys, this is Michael Van here at Van Carpet One. Wanted to show you our huge display of carpet. Got about 1,000 rolls for you that we can order. We also keep about 100 in stock that are on clearance, so please come down and give us a visit. We appreciate it.
Come in and see the largest tile collection in North Florida. Van Carpet One has every tile you could possibly imagine. If you can't find it here, they don't make it. Guys, take a look at this. This is just some of our options in waterproof vinyl plank, where we have the largest selection anywhere around here, including over 70 pallets in stock, ready to go right now. Come in and see our fantastic selection of elegant hardwood too, followed up by fantastic service that you expect from a company like Van Carpet One.
Come on in and see us.
We can't wait to serve you. And that's a boom shakalak.
No matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there. That's why Farm Bureau Insurance has been a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Local people, great rates, friendly service. That's the Farm Bureau Insurance promise. Farm Bureau Insurance, serving Florida for over 70 years. In Suwannee County, you'll find Farm Bureau in Branford and in Live Oak. In Branford on Drain Street, phone 935-1274. And in Live Oak on Dowling Avenue, call 362-1274. Farm Bureau Insurance.
And welcome back here to the Coach's Show. And I'm your host, TJ Vickers. Coach Kyler Hall is always running on time
right,
here
man.
for us. So we got our last little segment here before we wrap up on tonight. But I would be remiss without mentioning Wayne Littrell and Andy Day. If you did not get a chance to go to the 100-year celebration of Suwannee football a couple Fridays ago, they were inducted into the Suwannee Football Hall of Fame, and everything that they have meant to Suwannee football. And I know, speaking for myself, and I know you being a longtime Bulldog yourself, it's just Friday night hasn't been Friday night without hearing those two voices. And
Hell yeah.
so the fact that they were inducted into the Hall of Fame, it was well deserved. So Wayne Littrell, Andy Day, you are living legends as it is already, but now you get to be inducted into the Suwannee Football Hall of Fame, and very well deserved for both of those individuals.
Absolutely. Just think of all the classic games and special moments throughout Swanee football history, and they've been there for so many of them. When I was a player, and I mentioned this at the 100-year kickoff dinner, I've still got all the cassette tapes from the recordings, and they bring the game to life. And now we've got River Country Sports where now
Yep.
you can actually watch the game. But yeah, that was one of probably my favorite part of the night, was just seeing the appreciation that was shown to them from the crowd and the standing ovation, and the very authentic reaction by Andy and Wayne.
Absolutely.
That was very cool, very cool. So congrats, guys. Very well deserved, and looking forward to many more years from you guys.
Well, and one thing that you and I had previously spoke about, like I love people being able to get their flowers that they deserve while they still are
That's right.
around to receive them. So I think that certainly was awesome for Wayne Littrell and Andy Day. And of course, now we know that the road is called Mike Pittman Way, and
That's right.
Mike Pittman's always had a way. I'm not sure if you know that, Coach, but Mike Pittman's always got a way. But
Still
now
has a way.
there is a road sign that says Mike Pittman Way, and it's the
Yeah.
road that runs between First Baptist Church and the stadium. And that also was a recognition that he received during the 100-year celebration.
Yeah, his resume and accomplishments speak for itself. And he's just the time that he fell into Swanee history as a player, as a coach, he just kind of ties everything together.
Sure.
He had a great knowledge of players and coaches that came before him, and obviously his years as a coach and those successful championship years. And then just always being a big part. And now, even though he's retired, came out today, watched practice. He's still telling us everything that we do wrong and how bad we are.
Did he fire you?
He's trying to. He's trying to. I tell him he can take it anytime he wants to. I got the hat and whistle for him, but it'll be very special when we do our Bulldog walk now. It's going down Mike Pittman Way, and um, he's one that he doesn't talk a lot about um, his accomplishments per se. It's
Mhm.
more so of the players that he coached and those relationships, and just he has more stories than any person I know and knows how to tell them. But congrats to Coach. Again, just such a huge part, not only of Swanee football history, but the state of Florida and high school
Absolutely.
football.
Yeah, you can't tell the story of
And
the
South
state of
Georgia.
Florida
Yeah.
football, yeah, without including Mike Pittman. So I definitely was glad to be a part of that and have him get his recognition. Well, we talked about Coach Pittman. Let's talk about the current coaches here on this football team this year. We got a lot of returning, a lot of familiar faces, but we've had some additions to this year's staff as well.
Yeah, we have. That was one of the main goals this offseason, was to add to the staff. The guys that have been here have been great, and our core group has been together for a while, but we kind of got to the point we were running a little thin, and between varsity and JV, you know, the time with those guys was getting cheated a little bit. So we want to be able to add guys where both squads can get the amount of coaching and attention that they need. So adding on Coach Wilder, which came from Coffee County. He's teaching at the high school. He's working with our H-backs and tight ends. Garrett Brumbaugh is our wide receivers coach that's helping alongside Coach Green, that's been with us for many years. We have Coach Phil Y'all, Terry Phil Y'all, which teaches on campus, and Todd Fryer working the secondary. Familiar name, Swanee football. I talked to Todd a couple different times over the years that I've been here, and the timing just didn't work out. But now was a great time, great opportunity, and excited having him and Coach Phil Y'all back in the secondary. And then we have Lionel Torres that also coaches soccer here, and he is working with defensive line with Coach Duke, and also working with our kickers and punters. So I love the perspective. I think did I include everybody?
Believe so.
Monica Carter, yep. We moved Carter's back, Gaddy Bean, Coach Frank, our AD. Yep. So Coach Torres, um, along with the other new coaches, just bring fresh perspective, especially Coach Brumbaugh and Coach Wilder, who are not from here, never coached here. Like now you really bring a new set of eyes and, building relationships with these guys. So I've really enjoyed the makeup of the staff. We work well together. We can challenge each other. Those guys have been coaching and very detail oriented. And so now as, we get into the grind of the season, I believe we have a great staff in place to handle and manage the varsity and the JV and get quality coaching across the board.
Well, Coach, I think that concludes it here for me. I appreciate your
Already,
time
man.
as always. How
Heck,
about that? I mean,
one down.
yeah, one down,
Many to go.
many more to go. After a
We to go
long
all the way in
postseason road,
December. Let's
that's
go
it.
all the way
Yes,
in
sir. I'll,
December.
I'll be here as long as you're here. Well, and thank you for joining us here, and thank you to Sawyer Brooks, to Miss Tammy Neal, and to Mr. Wayne Littrell for
That's right.
always and all the help that the guys there. For any comment, please email rivercountrysports@gmail.com. We'd love to hear any questions that you might want to throw Coach's way.
Yeah, come on.
Appropriate, of course.
Whatever you would ask on a Friday night, go
There,
throw that.
yeah, and that's always
At the end of
appropriate,
it.
right? That's always appropriate. And hey, so this Friday night we do have Columbia coming to town. It will be a 7:30 kickoff. We would love to see you at the Doghouse. If you can't make it, you know where to find us on rivercountrysports.com. I'm TJ Vickers. He's Coach Kyler Hall. Thank y'all for watching.